Episode 900, AI and Networking Part 2.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
I am at home in Austin, Texas this week, and I just want to thank you, Priscilla, for helping us take this to episode 900 of the BNI podcast.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is amazing. When I started this, I think it was in 2007, maybe. I just didn't. I had no idea if it would last or work, and you've helped make it work for a long time, and I appreciate you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Ivan. I really appreciate you.
Well, it's been great working with you, and I hope to continue to work with you for a long time.
Yeah, we have to get to episode 1800.
There we go. Well, I'll be really excited about episode 1000 for sure.
Okay.
So I brought back Spencer Reynolds. Those of you who listened last week know Spencer was talking about AI and networking, using technology to deepen real connections. He's been with BNI for nearly 18 years. He runs the Tampa Bay franchise and generated more than $124 million. And thank you for closed business last year for the region. We had a really good conversation, and it's rare that it's so deep and meaty that I say, hey, come, let's do a second one. But that's what I did last week. Spencer, do you want to kind of wrap up kind of the spreadsheet idea that we were talking about before we go into the next topic?
Yeah, so just for your weekly presentation, preparing all 52 weeks so you're ready to go, ChatGPT AI for any of the models can help you do that by saying, here's my date, here's my LCD that I want to focus on, my lowest common denominator, one piece of my business, and the ask that I want, and then who I want to be connected to, and then let it come up with the words. And you can actually go through and prompt all those, and it will output a spreadsheet at the end that you can download and go, wow, I've got my entire plan ready to go. Now, of course, you got to make sure that they all work for you, but that is an incredible opportunity to prepare that many all at once.
It is. And if you haven't listened to last week's episode, go back and listen to it. He goes into detail about it. I want to add one thing to that, and that is I talk about something similar to what he's describing, but not with AI. It's episode number 327, Your Business 101, where I talk about how I recommend that you sit down and do 52 weekly networking success strategies and write it out. But here, ChatGPT helps you do all of that. So go listen to episode number 327. All right, Spencer, we still have a lot of content for you to cover. Talk about AI-assisted introductions.
So how you can get connected to people. Now, I'm going to use this in two different formats. One, how you can actually find the right people. And then the second one, who to invite, especially inside of some of those connections. So as you have your chapter, you want to be able to find who are the people that you can do more business with. Now, one of the things you can do, maybe many people don't know, is you can copy and paste anything into ChatGPT. You can use documents, you can do things. But if you go right to the public website for your chapter, which if you go to your region, like our region is bnitampa.com, you go into the chapters and you find your chapter, all your members are listed there with their names and their professions. So one of the things you can do is copy that sheet, just copy, click, paste it into a ChatGPT window, and then say, here are the members of my chapter, because it is public information. You're not disclosing anything out there. Here's my chapter list. Who on this list are the best referral partners for me, and what identification can you do for what you know that I do? Now, you want to prompt it beforehand so it does know who you are. So you need to know your AI voice knows who you are and what you do. So maybe have some conversations before then if you've never done that. But then say, who are the ones that I should be working on, and what should I talk to them about? And now it comes up with brainstorming to be able to go, wow, these AI assisted introductions, like they're telling you these are people who normally work well together in BNI because there's a lot of people all over the world using BNI and using AI. So it knows a lot about what we're doing with our weekly presentations, our feature presentations, our asks. And so who are the normal people that I would normally do business with? Because you might not think it's normal. And it comes up with a great idea. And you're like, wow, now you can say, help me write an email or a text message to this person asking for this and requesting a one-to-one to meet with them. And now it writes it for you. And now you go and have this meeting and this conversation, and it's prepared by you find who the members because some chapters may be small, some chapters may be large. We happen to have a 127 member chapter here. And a new member coming into that may be like, I have no idea where to start, but you can have it find people inside your own group and give you some great lead-ins to start in that way. What do you have in that conversation?
I love that. Yeah.
The second one is that same list that you just put in. You can now
by the way,
say,
on that list, make sure don't put in email addresses and phone numbers of people.
It doesn't do any of that, right? It's only the public information that's on the public website. But imagine you use that same exact list, and now you can ask it another question. And by the way, this is an AI tool. When you're using AI, the same thread, meaning where you started this conversation, asked a lot of questions to get to where you got to, keep that same thread open and now start another question regards to that same. You can say, now the list I gave you earlier of all my chapter members, who is missing? That is a great referral partner that one of our chapter members could do a lot of business or multiple members can do business with. Ivan, I just did this. It was mind blowing. I actually went into ChatGPT. I put this information in and I asked the question and I put it in. And by the way, it came right back and said, it looks like, and it literally broke down my chapter that I typed in, and it said you have 10 members in construction and 6 in finance and 4 in legal and 5 in real estate and 2 in health and wellness. And here is who it came back saying, you do not have a home inspector, a property inspector in this chapter. And that would be a valuable connection. I'm like, yes, it would. And so I said, in the Oldsmar, Florida area, because the BNI Business Connections chapter is who I was using, can you help me find some? It came up with a list. And then I said, can you please give me their phone number? And it gave me the 7 companies and their website, as well as their phone number for the home inspectors in the city that we're looking for. Now it's shooting fish in a barrel. I pick up a phone and have a very simple question. And, we know what we use inside of BNI is the GRIP script. Are you interested in growing your business? Is referrals part of that? Can I introduce you to some people who can give you business? And here's the place and time we meet. And I got 7 names and numbers straight out of AI to invite to my chapter. That is a genius method on how to get more visitors to your chapter.
Yeah, it is a powerful, and it's a powerful method. And I think I did a previous podcast on helping a sedan service who wanted to figure out what their power team would consist of. And it came up with some professions that he had never thought of, like a wedding planner and a hotel for special guests. And there were a couple of other people. So asking these kinds of questions, it's amazing that you get great results to enhance your business.
It's so smart. I mean, we had that keynote speaker in Madrid when I was with you, Ivan, at the global conference who got up and talked about the value or the smart value, right? Like what's the IQ of AI? And it is advanced on that by many, many multiples since that time.
Yeah.
And it is better at anything that we reasoning and thinking. It's way better than any of us could ever do on our own or even with a group of people.
All right. We're almost out of time. And I think you have one other topic that members would like, and that is networking AI for networking follow-up or follow-through.
Yeah. So how you're looking at, maintaining these relationships, growing these relationships, you really want to look at the opportunity of saying, okay, how can I now make this connection continue to happen? So following up with them, for one, we talked about last episode about making sure you have an action plan from your one-to-one conversation. But now what about the next week and the next week? That chat remembers what you did last time. And now you can say, write me an email that I can use 2 weeks from now. Maybe you have a send feature in your account that you can send it 2 weeks out. And so that it's actually following up with that person again, with the words that it knows it used last time. And that way the people that you're sending this to are amazed. They're like, if you're this good at doing one-to-ones in BNI, how good must you be at your own business?
Yeah.
Right? Because what we see you do in BNI, we think you do everywhere. Yeah. And if you're this good at the follow-up game, wow, the value that brings to you and your credibility inside the chapter, and you're just using a tool like AI that can be free for you, to help you follow up with people and really take your game to another level. Even though you may not be good at doing those wording of those, this does it for you.
Any closing thoughts before we wrap up, Spencer?
I will leave you with this thought. Gary Vaynerchuk, or Gary V as he's known online, I saw a little clip in a short video from him that said this: if you're not training your AI voice right now, every day, so it learns who you are and what you do in your business, you're going to be left behind like that executive who used to have his secretary in his AOL account print out his emails so he could respond to them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's time to step up if you're not doing it yet.
Yeah, you got to be out there. You got to be using it. So let me share something embarrassing along that line. I wanted to see who it would name regarding an expert in networking. So I said, give me some expertise. Talk to me about networking techniques that are valuable for small businesses, and quote one of the world's leading experts on the topic. And the thing scrolled down and I'm like, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. And there it was by Dr. Ivan Meisner. I'm like, yes. Okay. It's got my voice in there.
You got to look for yourself. You got to look for yourself. I actually asked it, Ivan. I said, what's Ivan Meisner's best quote of all time? And it came back and said, success is the uncommon application of common knowledge.
Yeah. Out of the book, Masters of Success.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great to know. Spencer, thank you so much for being on the podcast number 900. I really appreciate you. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for inviting.
Can I ask something before we go?
For sure.
Tell me about the GRIP script. Where do you find that?
GRIP, that acronym of GRIP. You can find it in BNI Business Builder. If you go type in GRIP, you will find that it comes back and trains you on grow. Like, are you interested in growing your business? Referrals part of that. Introduce, and the place. Very simple acronym to follow for inviting people.
For inviting people. Yeah, GRIP. I should probably have somebody on to do the GRIP thing, but it is on Business Builder and it is in our manuals.
Okay.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Well, I think that's it for this week. Thank you so much. It was great information. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioPrograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioPrograms.com and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thanks so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.